Hi. Hi. How's everybody doing? I'm doing okay. Um, welcome. Thanks for watching my video. Um, as the title says, putting someone on child support is not natural. And this is a response video, I guess you can call it that. But I was watching a Judge Mathis video, and I like Judge Mathis, and it was interesting because it was a child support hearing, and he stopped the hearing and went on to say that one of the things is that child support, putting somebody on child support, I'm not saying verbatim, is should be natural. It's natural. And my thoughts are, no, that's not natural. Why is that being said? So, and I put the link to the video in there. So I have a problem with that, first of all, because in this environment that we have, this family court, child support, all this stuff, they try to make it seem like it's natural, or it's what you're supposed to do, and to go run and file for child support. And that's just not true. It's more natural for parents to co-parent, take care of the children outside of any government interference. That would be natural. If you're not married, or if you're married, they don't ask married parents to go down and file for child support or put some type of court order on the other parent, even if they're married or not. If it was so natural, then they would mandate everybody to participate. So that narrative, hey, General Ramsey, the narrative, thanks for joining, guys. The narrative that participating or putting yourself on child support or suing the other parent for child support is a natural thing. I don't agree with that. And I hope that a lot of people will join me in that and say, no, I don't agree with that. I would say it's more unnatural to go in and get an outside influence involved in your family dynamic that has never met you, doesn't know anything about you, the other person, the other parent, or your child. And we know from countless examples that the government does not have children's best interest at hand. That's just not what they're there to do. So we could say they're mediators. If there's a problem, they're there to, try to alleviate problems and make it a better situation when parents aren't together. But just to say that they care exclusively about your children or my children or our children is just not true. And we see cases all the time. So it's not natural to put somebody on child support. So if you're thinking about going to child support and you see people talking about the elders or people with authority or a huge platform like Judge Mathis has, I think that it's important to note that that is not natural to just go to child support. There's a lot of other ways to be parents without involving the government. And somebody said, well, I can see on Instagram, because I made a post on Instagram, and they said they could see what he was saying. And I could see what he was saying too. But for that size of platform, he has millions of people following, watching, supporting. I support him as well. But to have a platform that huge and that global, it should come, if he says something like that, or if anybody promotes that participation with the child support system, they should also let parents know that once you get involved with that system, there are repercussions, serious repercussions, when you can't make that payment. So yeah, I mean, say that like it'll be easier if you can keep an account of all the money spent and everything like that. But when you go and sign up or put yourself for child support and open that case, you also are opening yourself up to the government being in every piece of your business. If you don't make that payment, your license can be suspended, your passport can be revoked. It can go on your credit record, so it's negative on your credit report, which is making it difficult. It can make it difficult for a parent to get employment, housing, transportation, like your credit report, you know, here in America, that your credit report is everything. Like that's how you move around financially, most people. So you can go to jail, you can lose your freedom. They can take 65, I've seen up to 75% of somebody's income. So if somebody is going to promote putting themselves or telling parents to, you know, involve the child support system, every aspect of that system should be mentioned, the good and the bad. So so I put on here, I just have like a short narrative because I knew what I was going to say, but I like to have my notes, and I got my new desk, so I want to use it. I know that's childish, but you know, I like, you know, stuff I can write again, so I'm looking forward to writing. So the government has created a false narrative that parents have to provide for their children through the child support system. Parents can be accountable for providing for their children without going through the court system. We know that. If parents need an example of what a child would need per month, they have examples of that too. So one of the points that Judge Mathis made is that, you know, you could pay what you think the child is worth. That's how I look at it. What you think you're supposed to be paying versus what is supposed to be paid and everything like that. Well, excuse me, let me get some water. The USDA actually put the figures out, so we don't even have to guess. You can actually go and look. And so according to the USDA, now this information comes from 2015, so but it's still on the government website, so we're going to use it. So a middle income family of 2 married parents earning $59,000 to $107,000 considered middle income. The estimated annual cost to raise a child is $12,980. That's if they're married. So that would be like $1,081 per month. We divide that by 2 because according to the statutes and the laws that they put in place, both parents are financially responsible for providing for their children, not one. Now we know this child support system will put one parent exclusively in charge for providing, while the other parent basically doesn't have to provide anything. So I didn't use that in my calculations for obvious reasons. So we split that in half so that both parents are responsible per the statute, and we get $540 per month, which is $135 per week. So that's easy. You don't need a judge to tell you that. You don't need to put yourself on papers, on parole. I always say putting yourself on child support is like putting yourself on parole or probation for 18 plus years. So you don't have to go put yourself on paper to figure out that's going to cost $135 per week, $540 per month, according to the USDA. And of course, you're going to, that's not including the cost for unexpected costs, like they have some kind of trip for school or something like that. That can be split in half. That's making both parents accountable and responsible for financially providing for their offspring. So no, you don't have to go to court. So don't make it like it's natural that you have to go down there and do this. Is, you know, you can do this. We can do this. We're parents. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you can, click the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe for more content and turn your notifications on so that you know when I go live. So it's going to vary, of course, by inflation and everything like that. And so the insurance is just as simple. Whoever has the best insurance plan at their job carries the child, and you split the insurance cost in half. That's going to vary, of course, depending on how much you make an hour, where you work, all these kind of things. But again, you don't need to go and put yourself on paper to make this happen. They don't make married parents go down and put themselves on paper and answer to somebody at the courthouse when it comes to how much they provide or how they provide financially for their children. That's why everybody is not mandated to file for child support. If that was the case, everybody with children will have a child support order. They can't do that. The only reason why they've been able to get away with what they've been getting away with is because they play on our emotions. The most emotional part of parenthood is our children. So most people, when you're not together with the other parent, we're emotional. We're, they're doing this or they done moved on. So we all, an emotion. But instead of getting down to, okay, how are we going to co-parent? What's going to be best for our child? And the powers that be know that. That's how they're able to get away with robbing parents and children of money, freedoms, just basic rights, because they play on emotion, divide and conquer. So no, it's not natural. What's natural is co-parenting, making sure that if that father wants to be involved in their child's life, that you give them access and don't base it on money. There's every situation is different. So let's stop making involvement with the child support system or putting somebody on child support and you pregnant, you can't wait to get down to child support. Let's stop normalizing that. That's not normal. That's not natural. So let me see what else I put on here. The only reason that parents would need to go to court to get a legal child support order would be if one of the parents refused to provide and they abandoned. Then you have a justifiable reason to go to court. And that should be in any case. The parent has to abandon the child, has to willfully fail to pay. But they've just created this whole machine, false narratives, lies, to rob people. And I'm gonna give y'all an example of the money that is being paid out on behalf of children, the most vulnerable children, and how it just keeps staying with the government. It's not coming out, but they want everybody to sign up for child support to get some kind of benefits. But the children are still living in poverty. That's why I say this over and over and over. That's a welfare recovery program. So for them to say they don't want you on welfare, but they want you to go sign up for a welfare recovery program so they can take the money from you. They don't want to give you any money, but they want to take the money from you. Once they get that legal document, that court order, they got you. They have you for 18 plus years. Parents are out here paying child support on children that are adults, like not 21, 22, like 40. 40. You know I get emotional. Okay, so that's why I say, oh, and Judge Mathis also mentioned if you pay cash, you can go to court and the other parent can say, well, they didn't give me anything. So if you're going on this and you don't have a child support order, if you are providing, say with the example I gave, and you start giving $135 per week, you want to pay so that you can have a receipt. Don't pay cash. Keep a receipt, keep a document to show. And in the memo, you write child support. So there's no confusion. When they accept that money, they know it's for child support. So if they find it natural to go to child support and sue you and make claims that you don't support your child, your offspring, then you have the proof that says, yes, I do. And here's the proof. And they can't count that as a gift, or they're not supposed to, because it will only be considered a gift, or it should only be considered a gift if you make payments outside of a child support order that has already been established. If there's no child support order in place and you're making payments and you're keeping track, you haven't violated an order. So how is that a gift? It's not. It's child support. It's exactly what it is, but they play games with the words, and try to make this normalize this system like this is the way to go so they can continue to rob parents. But they get this TANF money, this grant money. Y'all know I have to talk about it. Deshaun Jones, they're horrible everywhere. The child support laws are horrible everywhere, whether Texas, California, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio, they're everywhere. I have yet to hear one person in any state say our child support system is great. Never, because it's not designed to be great. It's designed to get them money, period. So they have these TANF block grants. And so they get this $16.5 billion per year. Now that money is supposed to help with vulnerable children, vulnerable families. It's the old welfare program. They just changed it and how it was distributed and everything like that. So these states receive this money and they're supposed to help out. And in exchange for these monthly benefits, $170 a month in Mississippi, $170 a month for a mother or a father and two children. They have to, do all this criteria, and they must sue for child support. They must sue for child support or they will not get the benefits. So I'm gonna go over this list. So under this block grant, states can use the funds to assist needy families so children can be cared for in their homes or the homes of a relative. It's supposed to reduce the dependency of needy parents by promoting job preparation, work, and marriage. They want to prevent pregnancies and the amount of unmarried persons. They encourage the formation and the maintenance of two-parent families. They keep saying that, but that's not the reality. And they spend very little money promoting that. So that wasn't what I was making a video about. But if y'all want me to make a video and break the numbers down, I will. But in the description, I put the source for what I'm talking about. So you can go and look and see how little they spend of this block grant money. So according to the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, states spent a little more than 1/5. You know how little out of $16.5 billion, less than 1/5 of the federal and state TANF dollars on basic cash assistance. So they're just keeping this money. They want you to sign up, but they don't want to distribute the money. They want you to sign over your future child support payments over to the state for, let's say in Mississippi's case, $170 a month. And Mississippi doesn't pass through any child support to the family. So keep that in mind. They spent less than a third on work activities, work supports, and supportive services and child care. And they used almost half of the federal and state TANF dollars for state services other than helping families with their basic needs. So then you ask, where's all this money going? When they passed this welfare reform and the child support reform, they didn't say to the American people, y'all can pay less taxes to fund these safety net programs. Our taxes didn't go down. So what happened to the money? Well, states are allowed to keep this money in a reserve, like a rainy day fund, and spend it as they wish. So again, why do they call this child support when it's state support? We're sitting out here and they're telling people to go sign up for this program, making it seem like it's a natural choice when it hurts the children. It has been proven that it hurts the children. And if it really worked, we would not be going through what we're going through now with this child tax credit, where they're distributing money. They probably have so much money on reserve that they have to do something with it, because people out here, they're starving. Child poverty is going up. The whole system, that it was bad policy then, is bad policy now. And they know it. So they've been sitting up here hoarding all this TANF block grants from our tax dollars. And now they're distributing it. And they're trying to call it welfare. It's not welfare. But I'm writing about that. I had to get my research straight. So I'll put that out maybe by Sunday. I wanted to get all the details right about that as far as, but the people that are opposing it, Marco Rubio, especially senator in Florida, they're trying to associate this child allowance with welfare. And it's not the same thing. But that's another topic. So the study found that when states have kept in their reserve or rainy day fund, this was as of 2019, $5.9 billion, with 76% represented unobligated balances. So they don't even have anywhere they want to spend it. It's just there. And they're up here fighting, arguing about child care, health care, child support, passing it through. They got all that debt that people owe to the government. Like, they have so much money. And we know now, as of 2019, they have 5.9 billion sitting there. It's probably more now with COVID, after the money they received from COVID, and who didn't spend and who did spend. But they can spend the money anywhere they want. They're not spending the money on the children. Instead, they're telling parents that it's natural to apply for child support and risk all of the punishments that come along when a parent can't afford to pay. The influencers with major platforms need to find out why the legislators aren't naturally helping the most vulnerable families with the tax dollars meant to help the most vulnerable families. They should naturally be helping families, paying some of this money that they're hoarding. They should naturally be helping families, right? So why aren't people with large platforms talking about that? We have to hold them accountable, because all that's going on is we, the people, especially these children, are sinking deeper and deeper into poverty while the government is hoarding trillions of dollars. They don't want to provide safety nets. They don't want to provide tax allowances. Child credit allowances. They don't want to do anything, but they want you to go and file for child support against somebody else, the other parent, when all y'all have to do is work together and take care of your child. That's natural. So the new tax credit, we need to focus on whether this should be made permanent, because as of right now, it's just supposed to be to, I think it's 10 months, or I'm not sure. So is this something that America should make permanent, so that there's guaranteed money going into the children's homes, the families that are working and get this tax credit? Or do we just want it part-time, so then it goes back, the burden falls back on one parent responsible for 100% of providing financially for a child? And that's a violation of equal protections. If both parents are responsible, why is only one parent punished when they can't make these payments through the system? So these are questions when people ask you, like, well, why you want the system abolished, or why don't you like the system? Well, there's so many reasons. Everybody has their story, their horror story. But here's some other information that can be shared to say what's wrong with this system. And it's serious. So yeah, it's not natural. So don't let people tell you that, and don't have people convince you to go put yourself on child support when you have a child that's going to ensure that you get visitation and all that kind of stuff. That's just not true. They purposely keep child support and visitation as two separate issues. More money. So putting yourself on child support is not going to guarantee that you get visitation. You can file for visitation without putting yourself on child support. You can avoid that system unless it's mandated and that other parent has welfare benefits. Don't put yourself on child support. Don't let people convince you that something like that, participation in a system that can take your freedom, take your money, hell, take your life, is natural, because it's not. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let me see. I was looking to see if I had any comments. So that's it for me this evening. I just wanted to talk about it because it's been on my mind. I saw that the video earlier, so I put it up on my Instagram, and people have commented on it and things like that. So I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube video, and just put it out there. Like I said, no disrespect to Judge Mathis. It's just a conversation that I think the whole nation should be having. this child support system is not working. It's detrimental. It's terrible. It's unconstitutional on so many levels. So I would think that people of authority that have experience with the system would tell people to run away from getting any kind of government involvement, any kind of government ties with you and your family, your children. You know, try to do it on your own. I know that's not possible all the time, but parents do it all the time. It really is DOS. So I don't know if you saw my last video, but we're going to be bringing the Child Support Hustle radio show back here in the very near future. My co-host, Marcus Eccles, he's getting some stuff together. So if you have a situation that you would like to share with our supporters, maybe a story or something that might be able to help others, you can contact us and give us a summary of your situation. Let us know what's the best time to contact you. Somebody will get in contact with you. And the email is admin, ADMIN, at thechildsupporthustle.com. Let me see what else. I think that's it. If you want to buy my book, The Child Support Hustle, it's available on my website, thechildsupporthustle.com. Go there. You can also, it's available on the ebook as well. And if you want a t-shirt, you can get those there as well. If you want to donate to the cause, I'm gonna be in Michigan next month in Detroit. We're going to be I'm gonna be out there with Carnell Alexander. So if you are a person that has experienced a paternity fraud, are you a dad by default, or if you're somebody that supports ending the child support hustle, just want to come out and show your support, please join us. I don't have the exact date, but I know it's the 3rd week in August. But as the time goes on, I'll give y'all more details. But if y'all in Detroit, come on out. If y'all close, come on out and show support. You know, boots on the ground. Y'all know how I feel about boots on the ground. If you want to donate, my Cash App is $T. Wait, I gotta write it down. I'm gonna say the wrong. Okay, $TCSH, the Child Support Hustle. 1. You can donate, and all proceeds, even from my book sales and t-shirts, donations, all go back into the movement. Now that travel's back opened up, you know, we can come out, march, hold town halls, whatever. You know, I'm down for it. I'm semi-retired, y'all know that, but I'll come if y'all call and have something going on and y'all just want me to come or y'all want me to speak, just let me know ahead of time and I'll be more than happy. So I think that is it. If I don't have any more questions, and I have to say this, because I do have old videos out where I was working on individual cases, and I have old videos on here, but as of now, today, I'm not working on individual cases. So if you send me an email or if you fill out a contact form on the website with asking for individual consultations or things like that, what I'll try to do is send you in the right direction, send you some links, because I have a lot of information out here, a lot of resources. So what I'll try to do is answer your question and try to point you in the right direction. But and no disrespect or anything like that. I just, at this time, I'm not working on individual cases. And you're your strongest advocate. So if you know how to go in there and maneuver and you know what you're talking about and you have all the information you need, you can do what everybody, all the advocates out here are doing. You can do it yourself. All right. So thank y'all for joining. Thanks for the likes. I see everybody liked. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm setting up my little studio if you want to call it that. So I can start like interviewing people. Attorney Cassandra Daniels is going to be on as soon as I'm waiting for another screen. You know, this is all new to me. My son is helping me set it up. So I want to do an interview with her. If you are interested in finding out, she has a case out here with a paternity fraud out here in Houston. So if you go to Willie Dee's blog, there's she's interviewed on there, her and her client, Christopher Crump. So you can get more details about that case and about what's going on. So we're working together on a few things out here. Yeah, sometimes you can find some really good attorneys that believe in reform and believe in shared parenting and don't believe in the child support system as it is set up, and they'll fight for you. But it's hard to find them. It's hard to find them. So I luckily have start working with two. So I'll start referring, but they're in Texas. I don't know any attorneys outside of Texas that are, you know, on our side, I feel, and work with parents. But if you're in Texas, I can refer you or try to get you the information you need. But a lot of this stuff you can do on your own. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands, you know, for modifications and things like that. So I hear different things, King Josh, about the birth certificate thing. That's not how my organization is dealing with child support cases or what I used, you know, but I've heard people that were successful in doing that. As I've said before, there's different ways to do everything. Some things might work for one, might not work for others. So if you're going through a situation, explore all your options. Thank goodness nowadays there's all kind of people talking about this. It's all kinds of organizations, different advocates, different. I mean, you can click on and see child support reform this and how to beat your child. There's information everywhere. So that's a great thing because you can prepare your own case by just looking at the information and researching. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys and thanks for subscribing. I wish I see all these people with these neat little things like boxes come up, click subscribe and all this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna get it all down pat. When I come back on here, it's going to be, y'all gonna say, oh man, she got it together. Just think, I didn't even go on Facebook until I started this movement. When my book came out, I was not with any of this. All I knew how to do was research and type on a keyboard and do stuff like that. All this other stuff is something. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate you. Okay, so y'all have a safe rest of y'all evening. I'm going to get on out of here. It's my birthday month. So I'm going out with my friend and we are going to go have a couple drinks and hopefully party hardy. All right, y'all take it easy. Remember, they can ignore hundreds, they can ignore thousands, but they cannot ignore millions. Let's go.